George is standing up to the Speaker of Parliament. He was interviewed by City FM, and he was telling them that, Bagbin's threat that members can lose their seats if they continue to boycott business activities without an official notification and approval from him. He is saying that they are not bothered. If they lose their seats, then they won't go and do by-election, which is probably a good thing for their constituencies, because by-election means the government will come and develop their roads and things small for them. So if that's what is going to come to, then they don't mind. That's not a threat to them. Interesting way of looking at the problem.
Is that the only punishment?
Well, I mean, what else can you do? That is it. That's the sanction available if they continue to boycott business without the approval of the speaker. And we've seen it happen, right, with Adjasafo and those people. There were sanctions, but it didn't result in them losing their constituencies. But the speaker is saying that could happen. You could lose your seat. Sam George says he doesn't care. I am just interested in the value of the exercise. Okay, so every time Jachikwesin is in court, they will be in court. What's the value of the exercise? What does it help Jachikwesin's case? Because the case is legally proceeding through court. There's nothing illegal about the prosecution of Jachikwesin. Okay, you might not agree with it. You might, find it, to be morally wrong or politically wrong, but it's not illegal. So by derelicting their duties, leaving the place where they have been elected to work, to go and support Jachikwesin in court, does it help his case? Does it? So what is the goal? The goal it will achieve, right? Apart from disrupting the work of Parliament, I would like to be educated on what kind of progress the minority thinks they are making with this decision. What are they achieving? It's not clear to me.
So this is obviously a political statement, right? So in terms of the partisan politics, it works for them.
How?
But I don't know. It means that they are showing support publicly, that they are with him. I don't know how that translates into what's happening in the courtroom. But my interest is the fact that these are lawmakers, right? These are people who make laws for us to go by the laws. How about they themselves? Somebody's being tried. You also have a public responsibility. And I'm just surprised, because if you're an MP, you're not an MP by yourself. You got out there, actually begged people so that you could serve them. You're serving the constituents, and you choose to serve an individual like your colleague MP. I mean, it's just fascinating. Yeah, exactly, from a different constituency. It's just fascinating that these are lawmakers, or they make laws. I mean, so what are we all supposed to do? So tomorrow, someone is being tried. We all get up and say we won't work, and that we're going to be standing with the person in courts.
Wait, do they go to court? Do they go to court?
They go to court. They go to court.
You see, I think that, look,
just,
I mean, if you say
lawlessness?
if you say there's a political party decision, our constitution is such that today, if a political party tells its members of parliament not to go to parliament, they won't.
Yeah.
They won't go to parliament. Mm-hmm. If they do and the party sacks them, they lose their seats. Okay? We've seen it. I mean, the NPP dismissed the former MP. He lost his seat in parliament. So that in itself creates the first hurdle. That's the first hurdle. Now, the NDC wants to, show solidarity anytime Jachikwesin goes to court. The whole idea, and yesterday you may have heard in the news that they struggled to get members of parliament in because some majority members were also not in the chamber. Some are ministers, some are doing their own things. They're also not in parliament. So if consistently you struggle, and at the time I think no one had raised an issue of a quorum. If they had raised an issue of a quorum and they had to adjourn sittings, it means that the affairs of government is suffering. And government would now have to marshal its forces and bring the 138 members of parliament to do business and take decisions. Yes, they can, But can they be there every day to take decisions?
Wait, hang on, Winston. So what it means is that it's not just the minority; it's the majority as well.
The majority,
both sides are not going to parliament.
The majority is not boycotting because of Christian, but they don't show up in parliament. That's the reality. The last votes and proceedings that I saw.
Well, it depends on the reasons why, whether they are absent with permission or not.
Yes, but I'm going to show you the last votes and proceedings. But I mean, that notwithstanding, if you're absent and you're absent even with permission, and the number is now up to 93, it means you can't take decisions.
Exactly.
In fact, you can't sit. And if you want to take decisions, you're probably looking at some 138. Now listen, this on Friday, 14th July, members present were 67. It doesn't form a quorum. Listen to this carefully. But of course, maybe nobody raised it.
Didn't count, so.
No. Oh, there's vote and proceedings. Vote and proceedings. I'm making reference to votes and proceedings. Look at it. Hey.
67.
Vote. Oh, let me open it. So you can see it very well. This is votes and proceedings. This is votes and proceedings. What's this? Votes and proceedings. 14th July. Was it not on Friday? These are not, I'm not the one saying it.
Oh my God.
These are the votes and proceedings of Parliament, Parliament's own official document. So it's not Winston Amwa conjuring, things from anywhere. So you can see the minority trying to make a case. If this is how it's going to go, you would see some of the minority members in Parliament raising issues of quorum. And it means they're frustrated government business. What I think they're doing is to get government onto the table and say, why? Why are you doing this? Because they feel that post the Assin North by-election, Jachikwesin be giving some time at least to serve his people. Now, members of parliament have been tried. But in all these trials, it hasn't been every day. Of course, trying people every day also is not illegal. Let's make that point. It's not illegal. And so people could be tried daily. But they feel that, and this is the minority, they feel that all this is part of a government strategy. But that also doesn't mean that it's a government strategy. But for them, they're doing this to make sure that whatever happens, the Attorney General, when the government feels very frustrated, would probably consider dropping charges or what have you. I don't know if that is going to happen, but we've seen the NPP marshal its 138 members. When the budget was rejected, to come back and say a few things were not done properly, they've set that aside and they've approved the budget. If the minority, and I'm telling you, I always make this point, when the finance minister said that e-levy had been reduced to 1%, but they're going to remove the waiver of tax on the 100 cedis, the minority fought it, and the minister said, we leave it at that. It tells you the important role the minority has to play. If you don't go and they pass taxes that affect all of us, we'll blame you.
Just think about it this way. You parliament, your number one purpose is to check the executive. If you are not there, you can't check the executive. So really, at this point, anything that the executive pushes through that is detrimental to the people of Ghana, we are coming for you. And you are closer to us, constituency. We know how to deal with you. So if even our Bambagbin doesn't make you lose your seat, we can make you lose your seat. Think about that.